What's going on, American truckers? In this video here, first we're going to get into why Swift gets picked on so much. Then I'm going to tell you about a lot lizard in Dallas, Texas. One of the nastiest women I ever seen, or I assume she was a woman. Let's get right into it. How's it going, American truckers? Hope all of y'all are doing great out there, staying safe, staying out of trouble. I know some drivers are shutting down, some are not. Not really going to get into all that on this video. I try to keep politics off the channel as much as possible. Your boy old Snapper, though, as a footnote, is shut down. Will not be running until the 1st. That's just my personal choice. Don't care what anybody else does. Alright. Let's get into this. Why Swift gets picked on so much. You know, when I first came to the industry, now, I never worked for Swift, ever. I started to at one time, years ago, way back, and I didn't have my life together at that time. I was in and out of trouble all the time. Some of y'all that follow my channel know that. You know, I was in and out of jail all the time. I was not a good person. Was not on the right path, and definitely was not enlightened at all. But I went to their school in San Antonio. I went through 1 week of their in-class deal. And when I went to the DMV to take my test, I ended up going to jail on a warrant, and I never went back to Swift. You know, I sat in jail for a while and all that kind of stuff. So no, I've never driven for Swift. I've never even been in one of their trucks, not even in that school. I didn't get that far. But anyway, get into why they're picked on so much. Really, it's because it's easy. You know, they're the largest full truckload carrier in the United States. Now, I know some of y'all are going to go look it up and you're going to say UPS is. Yes, UPS is the largest private carrier in the United States. Swift Transportation is the largest truckload carrier in the United States. They're all broke up in different categories. Now, I don't know whether UPS is bigger than Swift if you were to put them all together. I have no idea. But Swift, depending on which source you look at, you know, they're between 18 and 25,000 trucks. I mean, they got a lot of freaking trucks. All right. They're larger than JB Hunt. They're larger than everybody. And as some of y'all know, Knight and Swift have merged. They did that, I believe, in 2018 or 2019. But they're merged. So they're one entity, Knight Swift Holdings. If you're into the stock market, that's their deal right there. They're one entity now. It's easy to pick on them because there's so many of them. If you took the company you work for, all right, and you were in safety and you had a list of every accident your company had last year, you took that and multiplied it by as many trucks as Swift has, you'd be in the same boat. You know, I'll be honest with you. You'd be pretty close, if not more, maybe a little less. It's not hard to see Swift messing up because they have so many trucks. One thing that I didn't realize until later in my career is every time I seen Swift messing up, I'd say, oh man, look, another Swift truck doing some dumb crap. It's not Swift, it's the driver. You can say, yeah, but Swift hired the driver. They're not psychic. Okay? You know, my company that I work for, somebody might have had a dumb backing accident last week. You know, I don't work for a company as big, so nobody notices it. You know, you don't see us doing that everywhere all the time. Now, I have noticed that as my company gets bigger, I see more of it online. I see where people will actually catch one of our trucks doing something stupid somewhere. But it's not that company, it's that driver. You know, now whether Swift fires that driver, retrains that driver, all that kind of stuff, I have no idea because I've never worked for Swift. Maybe some of y'all who have can, you know, drop down in the comments and let us know how Swift actually handles that when someone in their company does something idiotic. Alright. But that's, man, just to be point blank and to the point, simple, they get picked on because they're large. There's so many of them. When you're that large, it's not hard. It's not hard to see one of them doing something stupid. But as drivers, I'm going to say this. When you see a Swift truck having a hard time backing in, instead of grabbing that phone and waiting for them to hit something, climb out of your truck and go help them out. Because if you don't, you're worse than that driver is, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. Now if you go to my TikTok, you'll see videos of drivers doing dumb things. I post them on there. Sometimes it's funny. But I'm not the one that recorded those. I get those recordings sent to me. And then I'll make a little video out of them and put them on there. I don't record it. I'll jump out there and help a driver in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, the other day in Oklahoma, I did it 3 times in the same night. I jumped out and helped 3 different drivers back in. One was blindside back and the other 2 were trying to back. It was a tight truck stop. I'd rather help you than see you hit somebody. Because I hope whenever I pull into the truck stop and I'm tired and I'm messing up that back, that somebody hops out there and instead of talking crap to me, they jump over there and help me out. Help me get into that spot. Because I'm going to do the same for you. Alright, let's get into this nasty lot lizard. Okay. Man, it's just thinking about it's got my mind just pausing on this, how bad this nasty lot lizard was. Anyway, I was parked in Dallas, Texas. This would have been about 2009, 2010, right around in there. Maybe 2011. I was at the TA. I believe that's exit 472 or something like that. Anyway, got the Flying J on the other side of the highway, truck wash, chrome shop over there and all that. I'm at that TA, and I'm parked on the fence line closest to the road. Not the interstate, but the road that you turn down to go into that. That's where I was parked at. This girl knocks on my door. It ain't real late either. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And she's like, "Hey driver, you want some company?" Well, immediately I look down at the window, and I wish I could take the vision from my mind and put it into this video. It would freak you out. She had the biggest herpes or pimple I'd ever seen right on her lip. I mean, that thing, it was like the size of a dime. It was, to her, I said, "Oh my God, no." She said she automatically thought it was because of that. I'm looking right at it, and she says, "But driver, it's not a herpes, it's a pimple." I'm like, I don't care. Herpes, pimple, road rash, Hummer rash, whatever. I don't care. I'm not touching it. I appreciate the offer. I don't do them kinds of things, so she's like, whatever, and she goes on. Well, I sat up front smoking a cigarette, because whenever I seen, back then, if I seen lot lizards on the lot, I'd always sit up front, because it was entertainment. And I know some of you drivers know what I'm talking about. You never knew what was going to happen on the lot when you got a bunch of girls running around on the lot. Cops, drivers chasing girls. You never knew what was going to happen. Guys getting robbed. Might even hear gunshots. I mean, it used to get wild. But anyway, a little while goes by, maybe 45 minutes or an hour, and I see her get into a truck kind of diagonal from me. The driver lets her up in there, and I'm smoking a cigarette, kind of laughing, talking on the CB with some other drivers. We're all laughing about it, They're talking about that big old thing on her lip. Well, I don't know how long went by. It wasn't very long. I smoked a couple cigarettes. I see her climbing back out of that truck on the other side, on the passenger side. It had rained, and as you know, when trucks pull in and out, you'll get little dips. There was like a water puddle right there between the trucks. I kid you not. She squatted down. She was wearing a skirt, apparently no underwear on. Took some water with her hand, splashed it up on herself, stood up, knocked on the next door, and that driver let her in. I am, nastiest thing I ever seen in my whole life. And I've seen some pretty nasty things out here. Just as a bonus, I once saw a driver. We were parked at a chicken plant, parked it kind of outside of it back when I hauled reefer. And I'm not going to say the company he worked for, because it's not the company's fault that their driver was that bad. It was the driver. Well, there was a restroom there. There was a porta-john. I guess he didn't see it or whatever. He got out of his truck, walked to the back of his truck, dropped his pants. Now, we're parked in rows. He's right in front of me. Drops his pants, squats down, and has a bowel movement right there. Right on the spot. Like there wasn't nobody around. Drivers, y'all got to do some reading, man. Don't be that guy. You look mentally off whenever you do stuff like that. But hey, I seen it. It was bad. Don't ever want to see it again. But man, if you've been out here a long time and you've seen some pretty crazy crap with some lot lizards, throw them down in the comments. I'd like to read them. I'm sure some of the other viewers would like to read them. Let me know how things are going. Y'all stay safe. Keep it between the lines. Old Snapper here. I love every one of y'all. I appreciate all of y'all that watch my content. Please like and subscribe. Be sure to hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime a video comes up. I do some fun videos like this. I do some that are informative. Little tips and tricks that truck drivers should know. I'm going to be getting in probably within the next couple of months doing some securement videos. Different things like that. But y'all keep trucking. Stay safe. Y'all see me out there on the road, say what's up. I might even have a sticker for you. Y'all know the deal. Keep trucking.